Alright, Harrison, so a couple of changes for your day one of the week. Dribbling will stay the same, the dribbling series. In a couple of weeks' time, we'll revisit that. Biggest thing right now that I want you to focus on when you're going through the dribbles is making sure that you're really feeling the inside part of your foot as you're rolling it across the ground. So as that foot comes down and it lands underneath you, that heel hits first, you should be able to feel the pad of your foot behind your big toe, and then your big toe as you roll off. So that's where some of the walking variations can be useful, because you can really just practice kind of feeling your foot roll down and the inside part hit the ground as you roll through it. So something to focus on there. For the priming section, the karaoke will stay the same, so that'll be the second exercise in the series. Again, with the karaoke, just focusing on trying to twist. So we're trying to get our lower body to completely rotate in the direction we're heading towards, but we keep our upper body facing straight ahead. So we're really looking for like arm action. So one arm swing behind, the opposite arm's kind of up in front as those hips turn across. So don't be afraid to let yourself rotate even more than you think you need to be able to, just to kind of get a feel for where you're at on that. But that one should be nice and relaxed. We're literally just working on being able to rotate or get your hips to turn one direction and your upper body to turn a different direction at the same time. The two new ones are going to be a med ball variation that we'll go through. It's going to be a step back scoop toss with a med ball. So to demonstrate that one really quick, you're going to need someone to throw you a med ball. I would go light on this one because they're going to throw it into you, and your goal is to catch it and kind of transfer that momentum back into the scoop toss. So a 4 to 6 pound ball, what I'm looking for is as the ball comes in, you catch and then you throw. Okay, so you catch and throw, and you're pushing off that back hip. So the ball comes in and then toss away. Catch, toss away. So we're working on loading that back hip as we come down and pull the med ball back, and then working on just pushing off that hip and exploding through as we go on. For the third one, it's going to be an acceleration variation. It's very similar. I'm going to try to slide around on this floor, but instead of doing the push-up position starts, we're just going to transition you into working on basically cutting and then getting into a linear acceleration. So again, these don't need to be like max effort. We're really working on the technique here and just getting into a nice rhythm and flow with it. So you'll start 2 to 3 to 5 yards away from the line. The further away from the line that you start, the more shuffles you'll be able to get in, the more momentum you'll be able to generate. It's going to make transitioning out of the cut more difficult. So start a little closer if you want to, but basically all I want is to shuffle in, hit that line, and then bang, you're out to an acceleration. Nice and easy. Okay, so shuffle, hit, boom, and it's going to be about a 5-yard acceleration all the way out. You'll do 2 of those on each side, and then go back to the top, starting with med ball catch and release. Med ball comes back, and then we're tossing out. Okay, so in both cases there, we're really just working on loading your hip into a cut, and then exploding out of the cut or unloading your hip as you go through the step back. As that foot hits the ground, you should be able to change levels down in that hip, and then get tall and explode back out.